Hey guys, it's me, the mayor, and today I have my friend Isaiah from Japan. He went to go live there for a little bit, and well, I mean, he's still living there, so technically he is living there completely. Let me see here. Okay, first questions first. So far, how do you like the Japanese culture?
Compared to America, it's very quiet, I guess. A lot of people keep to themselves whenever they're by themselves. You don't have lots of people screaming out to other people or trying to call them over or anything like that. It's very quiet. Yes. No. Yeah. Quiet.
Quiet?
Yeah. Nobody's hugging each other.
Oh, as in like relationship-wise.
Relationship-wise, also there's no.
And there's nobody screaming at you like, "Hey, come over here."
Yeah, that too. And there's no. Yeah. Very quiet. Nobody's talking to each other in the middle of the road, out in public. I guess it's really weird.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're walking down the street, it's like everybody's like, "I'm going to my destination."
And that's it, right? If you're real, I guess, goal-oriented, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see here.
There's people talking on the train also.
How difficult is it to get, like an extended visa pass? Because I understand that you have some type of visa that lasts longer than the normal visa, correct?
Well, it's very hard to get a work visa. And that's the work visa is the easiest visa to get. So for me, I had to find somebody to sponsor me. You have to find somebody to sponsor you. And I would recommend not do it like me. Because I just went to Japan, I was like, I'll find somebody to sponsor me over there, and then and I thought it would be easy, but it ended up being a little bit harder than that. So if you're going to go to Japan, try to find somebody to sponsor you from the United States and pay for your flight over there.
Right.
Yeah. But I think they usually want you to know a little bit of Japanese if you're there to do that. Yeah.
So when you went to Japan, you had, 2 carry-on luggage bags, correct?
Right.
Okay, what would you suggest taking to Japan if you were just going to go to visit for about, let's say, 2 weeks? What would be a good, carry-on package that you could, develop?
Okay. For a carry-on, just if you're going, I guess it really depends on when you're planning on going. The weather in Japan is very forward-ranging. So during the winter, it's very cold and it snows. And during the summer, it gets very hot and it's humid. So depending on what time of the year you're going, take appropriate clothing. So let's see. I'm from Texas, and before I went over there, I was carrying a knife with me everywhere. But before I went, I read up on the laws, and they really don't like you carrying around a knife with you. The law is a little ridiculous on what size of knife you can carry with you, and it's just like 2 inches.
Like a small pocket knife or something.
Like not even a pocket knife would work. I mean, a very small pocket knife, 2 inches maybe at the most. That's the maximum size that you can carry around with you.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly here in Texas, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you like carrying around a knife with you, maybe a small Swiss Army knife, but I wouldn't recommend carrying anything else. I know there's been some foreigners that got picked up by the police just because they were carrying a regular pocket knife with them, and usually they don't tell you anything, but I just wouldn't recommend it just to go through the hassle of it.
So mainly just seasonal items.
Seasonal items. One thing is in Japan, if you go to a restroom, lots of them don't have paper that you can use. Especially in the train stations, they don't have paper. So if you do go, try to maybe buy. Very quickly, you'll find very much use for a little small towel like this. Yeah. So I use this at the school that I work at, and also at the train stations, because they don't have paper towels that you can use. A lot of them do have the little air cushion things now, but before they didn't, and You know, out in the front they have kind of like the car washes where they have the towels that you put in the quarter or something like that. They have the machines like that out in front of the restrooms where you can buy a hand towel. But yeah, just talk and then you can edit out whatever.
Also, you know, when you go, you know, to Japan, I mean, you're saying that everybody's a lot more formal and a lot more quiet. You know, what are the type of gestures you should learn, or, you know, I guess mannerisms that you should know before you get there?
The thing is that, you know, Japan is, I guess, very, what is the word? Homogeneous. Homogeneous. Yes. So, I mean, 95% of the Japanese population is Japanese. So when they see foreigners, they know who's a foreigner pretty much automatically. You know, they can really figure it out. And usually, you know, people give you, you know, passes on if you do something a little bit different or whatever. You know, me, of course, I've been living there for a while, so I'm trying to, you know, I don't want to stick out too much and be a foreigner all the time. You know, so I'm trying to learn to do things the way they do it. But, you know, usually it's just, you know, being polite. You know, just, you know, they expect you, I guess, like, you know, to be talking on the train and being all loud and stuff like that. But if you can, you know, be polite, just be a normal, polite person, then
you don't have to.
It really changes their opinion of you. You know.
You don't have to bow every time you walk into a store.
You don't have to bow every single time you go out into a store. Of course, that's ridiculous. You don't have to take off your shoes when you walk into a store. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, if you walk into a person's house,
then yes.
And you know, but people, of course, they'll give you a set of sandals,
house shoes
that you can use when you come in and stuff like that. So that's not a problem. You know, of course, if you get invited to somebody's house, you know, usually you try to bring a small gift or whatever for your first time.
That's kind of strange, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that kind of makes sense.
I mean, you get invited to somebody's house, so you try to bring something small. It's like, nice to meet you.
Yeah, like a food item or something.
Yeah. You know, when you go meet the new neighbors, same thing. They bring them some gifts or something. You know, we did a little bit different. We tried inviting them over for a small little party, but you know, a little American style party.
Hot dogs and hamburgers.
Yeah, hot dogs and hamburgers.
Oh,
we had hot dogs. But you know, nobody really came, so we ended up just taking them the hamburgers. I mean, hot dogs. You know, just like the way they do it over there. You know, but. No, it's pretty fun.
So, you know, when you went, you know, for the first time and you got there, you know, how was, you know, the living accommodations for you?
Okay. Well, lucky for me, my friend, Steve, that I'm rooming with, he was lucky enough already. He's got his card and everything, so he was able to rent an apartment. You know, we rented a nice, I guess it would be kind of like a duplex.
Oh yeah.
You know, so we got one side. But before he got his card and got the apartment, he was staying in a business hotel. For, you know, he was in the business hotel for 6 months. And I mean, the business hotel is pretty much a small closet that you stay in. You know, everybody shares the bathroom for the whole floor, and it's just it's very small, you know.
Kind of like an old school dorm or something.
It's pretty much a dormitory, yeah. I mean, you know, I don't even think. Yeah, he had a bed, very small bed. I think he had a sink and a microwave in his room, and that's about it. You know, just like no space. One CRT TV above the door that he had to use, and it was just a closet pretty much.
So now where you're living, you know, it's a lot bigger, I'm pretty sure, you know.
It's a lot bigger compared to what he had before. You know, the house, it's a little old compared to some of the Japanese houses nowadays. But you know, it's wood floor, and then we have tatami.
Oh, tatami mats.
We have tatami, and some people find it a little weird. Even for some Japanese people, they don't usually use tatami anymore. They usually use wood. But you know, like I said, our house is a little old.
Yeah.
So my room is tatami floor. The living room is tatami floor.
Oh wow.
You gotta take off your shoes. You even have to take off your house shoes when you go into the tatami.
And,
so yes, rule: take off your house shoes when you go into tatami. Socks only.
the yard's probably really small, or there is no yard.
The yard is paved. The yard is paved, and the front yard has rock on it. So really, there's no plants anywhere like that. Yeah, there's practically no yard.
You know, more on back to the house issue. You know, I'm pretty sure that the tatami, you know, a lot of cold air comes in through that.
No, not really. It's actually pretty nice, But you know, Japanese houses and American houses are way different. You know. So I'm living by myself now, so now I gotta take care of everything. You know, but you know, my house back in the States, it has nice central heating and central cooling. But in Japan, not really any houses have any. Pretty much no houses have central heating and central cooling.
Oh wow.
You heat the room that you're in, you cool the room that you're in, but that's about it. You know, they're really energy conscious over there. So I haven't seen any household electric dryers at all. You know, I go to the store and there's none at all. If you want a dishwasher, you'll find a nice little tabletop dishwasher, and it cleans for shit. It doesn't clean at all. So I mean, there's no big
dishwasher. Yeah,
tabletop dishwasher, just like 5 plates and you know the little rice bowls, and that's about it.
That sounds insane.
And I mean, they don't
clean at all.
They don't clean at all. They don't have the proper jets, you know. So and they don't heat up the water enough or anything. So I mean, they're really bad, you know. Washers are super tiny. Pretty much home electrics are super small compared to the United States.
Yeah, here we got dryers that are really big.
The dryers are huge.
Like
the
5 times the
washers are
size
huge,
or something.
You know, but over there it's small. And I mean, of course, it has to be because you know the houses are small, so they have to be able to fit everything in the space that you got. You know, so everything's smaller. You know, the nice full range with the oven, none of that over there. You know, I haven't been able to get a good actual fold down oven to put and bake anything like that.
Golly,
there's none of that over there.
What do you cook on? Just electric stovetop, or
the usual one that they have over there is like 2 gas burners. It's like a little plate type thing.
Yeah, like
2 gas
plate.
burners. Yeah. And then in the middle, it has a little one where you grill fish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it has like a little mini oven that you grill the fish on.
Well, that is another topic I did want to get to, is like the food. You know, I mean, here seafood is really expensive.
Right.
You know, and seafood is really expensive, but I'm pretty sure in Japan it's probably a little bit different.
It's a little different. There is expensive fish, and in fact there are some spots where the fish is even more expensive, and the main reason is because, they know they're fish, so the fish that really tastes good, they jack up the prices on it.
Oh, yeah.
They got more people eating fish over there. Then of course it's not just fish. They eat fish, they eat squid, they eat octopus, they eat all kinds of seafood. You can get pretty adventurous eating over there. If you like unagi, eel.
Yeah.
Eat some eel. Eel, surprisingly, is very expensive. Of course, if you like ramen, it's there's no other place that you can find better ramen than over there. As soon as you eat ramen in Japan, you can't really eat instant ramen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the instant ramen is nothing compared to that.
I mean, even the instant ramens that they have over there are pretty good. You can find some. I mean, they're more expensive. They're not. They're not $1 or 10 cents for the little shitty packets. But you can find some really nice ones. I bought one, and it was just actual vegetables, and it had an actual piece of pork.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just vacuumed.
Huh.
Vacuum sealed and for freshness, and it had an actual piece of pork in there.
So meat-wise, like beef, which one's easier to get, beef or pork? Horse meat? I don't know.
Horse meat? No. Chicken.
Oh, chicken.
Chicken and fish. It's all chicken and fish in Japan, and pork. The other white meat. But red meat is very expensive. Of course, there's some cuts that you can get cheaper than others, but if you're planning on buying a nice, porterhouse like the way you get over here in the States, for, for $12 or something like that, no, don't go expecting steak in Japan, unless you're planning on spending some good money.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, of course, if you're going to Japan, don't try the Japanese cuisine.
Yeah, exactly.
Sushi, ramen, yakisoba.
And also, like Texas meat, taste-wise, versus Japanese meat.
Well, Japanese beef?
Yeah, Japanese beef meats. Do they taste different?
I mean, beef is beef, but they really like the softer cuts. Yeah. Of course, this is being more specific now, but I've noticed that they like their food pretty soft over there in Japan compared to some other countries.
Yeah.
I have a German friend, and he likes, he makes his own bread because they make the hard rye bread, and he was looking for German bread all over the place. And in Japan, they just don't like hard bread; it has to be really soft.
Oh man.
So I mean, if you get hard rye bread over there.
Yeah, you're telling me that they have a lot of bakers there, professional bakers.
Yeah. They like their bread, surprisingly. Here in San Antonio, there's just a couple of small bakeries around. But in Japan, it's like every single department store's got about 3 different bakeries in there. I live in a little, suburb town of Osaka, and just in the just at the station there's like 4 or 5 different bakeries.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. They like their bread, and so if you like bread and if you like different styles, then they'll have it there.
Okay, so on the topic of food here, like foreign food in Japan, as in like, have you seen any Italian restaurants in Japan or Mexican restaurants in Japan? I mean, I'm pretty sure you have.
Well, yes, I have. Luckily, there's quite a bit of foreign food in Japan. Japanese people like eating food. There's so many TV shows of just food shows. They're just showing this restaurant and
like Iron Chef or something.
No, just people like announcers and TV personalities going to different restaurants.
Okay.
It's really weird. But Italian is pretty popular over there, and there's quite a bit of Italian. But my friend doesn't recommend it for some people that are used to Italian.
Oh yeah.
That like really authentic Italian. It really depends on where you go, I think. You need to watch where you go. Pizza is really popular over there, but you need to watch for the mayonnaise.
Oh, mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise. They like putting mayonnaise on pizza. They like putting corn on pizza. So you need to watch it. And it's not the bakery thing also. If you go to the bakery and they have something that looks like it has cheese on it.
Yeah.
It's probably not cheese. It's probably mayonnaise.
What?
You need to watch for it.
Put mayonnaise on bread too?
Yeah. On bread with ham and potato, and it has mayonnaise on it. You'd think that here in America they would put cheese, but over there it's mayonnaise. So you need to keep an eye out. If you're not too much into mayonnaise, keep an eye out.
So you order the pizza with no mayonnaise.
Yes, specifically order no mayonnaise. Indian food, pretty popular over there. They like curry, Indian style curry, and there's Japanese style curry also. So Indian food is pretty popular over there. Mexican food, I haven't really found too many Mexican restaurants. I have gone to one Mexican restaurant, and the lady that owned the restaurant was from Mexico. But food in Japan is really expensive, so compared to what I'm used to paying over here, it was a lot. You know, there was 2 flautas, just flautas by themselves for $8. So
it's a ridiculous price.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just you gotta roll with the punches. You know.
And also, you know, with vending machines, you know, I heard that you can get just about anything in a vending machine.
Well, I mean, it's maybe a little bit overstated, but there's some pretty weird things that you can get. Of course, there's lots of vending machines all over the place. I haven't been able to, you know, go down the street without maybe seeing one
Yeah.
drink machine somewhere. You know, they have all kinds of drinks, and right now during winter they have hot and cold drinks in the same machine right now. So you can buy a cold soda for your friend and a hot chocolate for yourself out of the same machine. It's pretty awesome. Man, one weird thing is, you know, in Japan, corn soup is a drink.
Oh, God.
So if there's hot corn soup in the vending machines right now in a nice can. There's red bean soup also.
Oh, that wouldn't be too bad, but
Get some
hot corn soup.
Hot corn soup.
That sounds pretty horrible.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Probably tomato soup also.
I haven't found any tomato soup, but I'm looking. I'm looking.
You probably warm your hands with it too.
That's what everybody does, actually. Yeah, use it as a nice hand warmer while you're going down the street. It works pretty good for that.
And also, like, you know, soft drinks wise, you know, does a Coke in Japan taste the same as a Coke here in America?
The Coke's the same. The Coke's the same, but you might get a smaller size. That's probably the only thing. Restaurants have a lot smaller size, and you know, if you buy in a machine, it's not 20 ounce. It's usually maybe 16. They don't drink as much over there. Soda. The most popular soda I think that I've seen is Mitsuya cider. They drink the kind of like Sprite and 7-Up.
Like a Sprite cider, or?
It's Sprite. It's pretty much kind of like Sprite. Mitsuya cider. It's got a little bit of a different taste. It's pretty good. Yeah. Pepsi. If you like Pepsi, maybe you might want to bring your own Pepsi. I haven't seen too many. But they do have lemon Pepsi. So.
Lemon Pepsi?
Lemon
Oh,
Pepsi.
wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they've had it here in the States or not.
Pepsi Twist.
Yeah. Well, also, like, what is the best thing you've probably found, you know, in a vending machine, like an iPad or iTouch or, you know, figurines or...
Well, I mean, if you're talking about something like that, the gashapon machines, gashapons are pretty prevalent. You know, if you go to any department stores, there's usually like a kids corner somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not necessarily for kids, you know, lots of adults go and, you know, try their luck on the gashapon machines. But, you know, they got lots of nice figurines all over the place. Also, the arcades, you know, they have gashapons usually up in front and stuff like that. You know, I went to one spot in Nipponbashi, the you know, Dojinshi district.
Yeah.
And you know, and I found a gashapon that had little tenga eggs.
Oh.
You know, so I mean, there's quite a bit of stuff in the gashapon machines. If you look around,
You could probably find panties in a gashapon machine if you're lucky enough.
No, yeah.
Oh, man.
You know.
Now, the city or town that you live in, Osaka, you know, what is the status of the pop culture there?
Well, I know, you know, they have their own, you know, pop culture. You know, of course, girl bands are pretty popular, so AKB.
AKB48, right?
AKB, Osaka has their own, NMB. NMB, and a lot of the different cities in Japan have their own, you know, AKB version groups. So AKB48, Osaka has NMB, and then you know, the other cities have their own. So I mean, those groups are pretty popular. You know, boy bands are pretty popular.
Yeah.
You know, all the kids that tell me all about them. They're like, I like this guy, I like this guy. Of course, if you talk about pop culture to an American, Japanese pop culture to an American, they think anime. and anime and manga. And in Japan, manga is very, very popular, and it's not just for children. You know, if you go to the convenience store and you look at the manga, you know, they have manga monthlies there. You know, it's very, you know, for all age groups. You know, there's the Shonen, you know,
Jump,
Shonen Jump, you know, for kids, but you know, they also got, you know, some for, you know, teenagers, and then college kids got their own, and then they got the working man ones, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, even the, you know, some guy was reading a golf magazine. He was reading a golf magazine, and it had a golf manga in there.
Oh, jeez.
You know. So I mean, you know, everything has got a manga, you know, and everybody reads manga. It's not really, you know, looked down upon, I guess, as it is over here.
Yeah, because here, I mean, if you read manga, you're a nerd or an otaku or weeaboo, you know.
Yeah, I mean, over there are some people that get like that. You know, they get really into it, and it's all about moderation, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
moderation.
It's moderation, you know. You can be an otaku at heart, but still not throw it in everybody's face. You know?
Right.
You know.
Otaku roller or something.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's pretty popular, and I mean, there's One Piece everywhere right now.
Oh, One Piece? Really?
One Piece is really popular. At the Universal, there in Osaka, there's a Universal Studios.
Oh, wow.
And they have a One Piece stage show going on right now.
Oh, wow. I wonder how they pull it off with Luffy.
Yeah. So, I mean, One Piece is really popular. You know, the Naruto movie came out, so all along the trains, they had Naruto stuff everywhere. You know, so I mean, for people here in America, it just seems like, oh, that's different, but over there it's kind of like just what's going on. You know, it's what's going on. That's what they're selling. You know. So.
And also, you know, like video games over there, you know. Do they also play Halo and, you know, first-person shooters like Call of Duty or Battlefield, you know, or do they play more of the, you know, Japanese-style games over there?
Yeah, well, I mean, first-person shooters are their own genre, and it's really not that popular in Japan, I think. The Xbox isn't really popular in Japan.
Oh, wow.
They're all PS3 over there. So for the PS3 fanboys, they got their if you want a PS3, then go to Japan. I bought an Xbox, and I bought it ridiculously cheap because nobody wants it really over there. So I got a used Xbox, which was practically new in the box and everything, and it was $50. You know,
it's really cheap for 360.
Yeah, so $50 for a 360, and you know the games. You know, found some games for $5. You know, Halo, of course, was brand new, so I had to get that brand new. But you know, just some of the games that just came out. You know, if they're for 360, you can get them for pretty cheap over there because nobody's really buying them.
And also, you're telling me I think there's a Pokemon Center in the city we're in.
Yeah, well, I mean, people like portable games over there. Portable games are really popular. So PSP, you know, the new Vita, almost everybody's got a Nintendo DS because, you know, especially since, you know, commuters. And I'm going down the train, and you know, you know, just looking to the side, you see, you know, people playing DS, and it's not like, oh, it's just all little kids, you know. It's like you see somebody's grandmother playing with the DS.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So they're all playing DS, and you know, Pokemon, of course, is pretty popular. They got a nice Pokemon Center there at the Osaka Station, JR Osaka Station. If you go up to the top, they got a Pokemon Center there, and
oh wow, Pokemon Center.
It's Pokemon Center, and you know, there's people up. Like a nice big group of people always up there playing Pokemon,
trading,
fighting each other, trading, you know, and they
healing up their Pokemon.
They have a station there, and I think you can probably get some special things just from going over there.
You can probably heal your Pokemon when you walk into with the main central hub.
So I mean, they got a nice little Pokemon thing. I got some Pokemon teacher stamps since there. So it's pretty nice.
And how about, you know, like the anime figurines? I mean, here they're really expensive, you know, $60, $70. You know, over there I'm pretty sure you can get them a lot cheaper.
Yeah. of course, you can get them a lot cheaper over there. You do have to look. Osaka has its own version of Akiba called Nipponbashi. If you ever want to go to Osaka and get some nice figurines, definitely go to Nipponbashi. There's lots of shops have small sections where they got their stuff on discount, and you can get some nice figurines for 300 yen, 500 yen.
Wow.
So it comes out to about $6 American, maybe less.
Probably less.
For some nice, good figurines. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely cheaper.
Definitely cheaper over there. And of course, it's not just figurines. You get a lot of the, a lot of the other weird little things that, character goods. Not just figurines. There's Hatsune Miku pillows. Glasses. Drinking glasses.
Shower curtains.
Different things like that. You couldn't really get here in the U.S. In the U.S. you can get some figurines. They'll probably cost some more, but you can get them. But you can't get the Hatsune Miku towel or the Hatsune Miku hand warmer.
Yeah.
If you want stuff like that, definitely Japan is where you're gonna get things like that.
Well, how about like anime on DVD? Is it expensive or is it kind of cheap?
DVDs are expensive as shit.
Really?
Yes. Really expensive.
And Blu-ray?
Blu-ray, they're all very expensive, like $30 for 3 episodes.
God,
2 episodes. That's just they try to get the money back on that. Over there. Over there you can watch it on TV for free. A lot of people just record that shit. If they want to keep it, but it's for buying on DVD or Blu-ray, they're going for the hardcore collector, and they pay the money for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because over there they probably show it on every single station.
Yeah, they show it on the TV, so they have really no reason to buy it.
Yeah, because here it's a little different. You gotta set up your own, account with a network.
Yeah. Here, if you want to watch the show at all, you usually have to buy the DVD.
Yeah, Netflix or Hulu or something like that.
You're paying for it. It's not part of a package deal. So over there, that's usually the reason. DVDs are really expensive. Now manga, of course, it's cheap.
Really cheap.
Manga's cheap. I was just showing my students, it's like, this is my American manga. How much is this? And they're all like, $12.
Yeah.
And then so how much is that Japanese? And I tell them, and they're all like, what? It's like, how much can you get this in Japan? $3.
Yeah.
For the same volume,
Exactly.
So it's manga's cheap, if you want manga. And then even go to Book Off or whatever. Book Off is kind of like half-price books.
Oh, yeah.
They got all that stuff there too. You can find lots of cheap books over there. But DVDs, expensive.
The last question I got is, what are the, kind of like any final notes that you've got, about, just for my viewers out there that, what they need to know before they go, any just final little tidbits.
Okay. Well, let's see. First thing, take good shoes, because you're going to be walking everywhere. Lots of people walk, and especially compared to the United States. Maybe the only places that it would compare to is like New York, big cities like that. But you're walking everywhere, unless you got a bike or a car. But if you're just going to Japan, you don't have either of those, so you're definitely going to be walking. So take good, comfortable shoes, and take some that will slip off easily. If you're going to people's houses or if you're going to work, you might have to take off your shoes also when you're going to work, depending on where you work. So take off something that will be easy to take on and off, Unless you want to be, at the shoe locker for 5 minutes trying to change your shoes, Definitely that. Learn how to use chopsticks.
Yeah,
it's good for you.
True.
If you want to If you want to blend in, then definitely that's the first thing.
Chopsticks, yeah.
Chopsticks, because you know, if you're buying ramen, they're not gonna want to give you a fork for that.
And you could brush up on like any like phrases in Japanese.
Phrases. Just buy a nice phrase book. They got them all already, so definitely learn. You know, where's the restroom? And yes, no.
Oh.
And maybe how much is this? You know. Yeah. これはいくらですか? You know?
Yeah.
How much is this? So that way you can know whatever you're buying, figure out the price first. You know, learn your numbers.
Yeah.
Learn your numbers. Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna start living there, or even if you're just going for a small, you know, short little jaunts, you'll probably pick those up, you know, pretty quickly. You know, and people are pretty good about helping you out. You know, of course, if they tell you no, they usually do with a nice cross X.
With an X. With
their hands, you know, no. You know, so if you see that, then you know. They don't want you to do whatever you're doing. You know, you know, just figure it out from there. You know, but you know they're usually pretty good. Maybe carry around a pen and paper.
Yeah.
You know, carry around a pen and paper just in case you can't figure something out. You know, for me, since I felt kind of naked without carrying my knife around.
Yeah.
I needed something clipped in my pocket, so I started carrying around a pen.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, in my other pocket, I got a nice little notebook. You know, so just nice. This is like a little mini moleskin book, very nice, and you know, they're really big on stationery stores over there, so you'll definitely be able to find everything that you need over there for that.
Yeah.
So.
And I understand that, you know, just a real quick question, you know, about your students, because you teach English at a community center?
Middle school.
Or middle school.
I'm teaching public middle school.
Oh, wow, public middle school. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, what do they think about, you know, like, you know, culture in the United States or culture in Texas?
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, you know, they really don't get to learn too many about different cultures, you know? So, I mean, anything for them is pretty out of the ordinary, and they're very excited. And, I mean, it's middle school, so, I mean, a lot of them are still, you know, they're, like, 12 years old.
Oh, yeah.
You know? You know, it's like, I'm 12 years old, and what is this? You know, it's like, oh, that's Texas right there, you know? So, I mean, you know, they're all very excited, and, I mean, you'll stand out. Just be friendly, you know. Yeah. Be friendly. Don't be standoffish.
Do they still think that
Don't
Texans?
Be a dick.
Do they still think that Texans ride on horses and stuff? And
they don't, but you know, it's nice to give them the impression sometimes. Give them a little, mess around with them a little bit, you know. So I show them some pictures of the cops on horseback, you know, and they're all like, "What? They still ride horses?" Some of them there, you know, but. Just nice to mess around with them a little bit. I mean, different cultures excite them, and hopefully you're as excited learning about their culture if you go there. You know? Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for this review. You know, of Japan and your experiences, and you know, hopefully, you know, y'all guys can go and learn from this. You know, so that way, when you go to Japan for the first time, you can be a little bit more prepared. You know. So you won't look like a, you know, complete fool over there. I mean, you wouldn't, but, you know, this will help you get a little bit more in the mindset of, you know, how things work. But anyways, you know, as all things come, you know, this is the mayor, and have a good time, guys.